Rolling into a weekend, and I am fired up, man. It's going to be fun. Going to have a little downtime next couple of days. Got a t-ball game I'm going to be going to. It's going to be a lot of fun this weekend. I'm sure you got some fall festivals. Maybe you watch a little football. Maybe go to a game. I know some guys are going to some games this weekend. It's a great time of year, man. It's so fun, and we've had a good conversation this week as we think about not just the next few weeks to end this year, but what does it look like for us to have a really great next year? And I've been planning a little bit here, and we identified, if you've been with us all week, if you missed it, by the way, go back and check some of those out. But we identified some areas of our lives that we want to put into our plan for this coming year, and specifically for me, the ones I identified, I said I want to focus on my life spiritually. I want to think about how am I doing emotionally, relationally, physically, financially, even vocationally. I think those things need to be planned out. There needs to be some intent, and I know for me, when I'm more strategic in those areas, not what I would call sporadic. Like you all those areas are true in your life, and they're going to be important in your life, and you don't really have to give any focus to them. And you'll occasionally do something in any one of those areas you'll feel good about, but that's not. You don't want to be sporadic. You really do want to be laser focused. That's where the force multiplier comes. It's the bullseye, the target in any of those areas. And when we have that, it's amazing what begins to happen. And so today I've got a couple of last questions, and then I want to give you a key to, I think, making this whole thing work, or as you really do write a plan. I'll say that there for the end. But before we get to that, I want to encourage you today to look back through your domains, and I would just ask you, is there one of those, or maybe more than one, but specifically, is there one of those that seems to be out of balance right now that needs a disproportionate amount of focus going into the coming year? And I can't answer for you, but I know for me, as I start looking at them, there's an area or two I need to make more adjustments in that area than I do in the others. And I want to encourage you to give some thought to that. And if so, write that into your plan. What is it that you need to do specifically? Maybe it's relationally for you, or maybe it's financially. You're behind on, some of your financial goals. Okay, that's fine, but let's give some focus to it. Or physically, you've just gotten, it's not good. And I want to warn you there, if it is physically, you're going into the maybe the hardest season of the year with parties and Thanksgiving and Christmas and all kind of stuff. And so give yourself a little bit of a warning here. And what are those things that need to be in place, locked in before you go into the back half of the year? Because as we think about, next year, this planning we're doing and this thinking that we're doing and the things that we really write down and then we execute on, it will lead to the harvest that that we want at the end of next year, and really put us on the path, we said, to what we want to be true in each of these areas a decade from now. So give that some thought. And then a couple other questions here. Who needs to help you? Who do you need to encourage you? Who do you need support from? Who do you need maybe some coaching from? Who is it that you need to hold you accountable? You need to, as you start thinking through this and formulating your plan, I'm guessing you need to put that in front of some of the people that matter most to you, and really people who can help you the most. And so I want to encourage you to do that. But let me sort of land the week with what I think is one of the keys to making this thing successful. And it's just a reminder of it's not just a reminder. It's a reminder, but it's also a reality. And so here's the reminder. The reminder is this: the plan, you don't serve the plan serves you. It's so important for us to understand that we create these plans so we can have the life that we want. Our life is not just to check off all the stuff on the plan. The plan should enable us achieving, again, what we're trying to achieve. And so I want to encourage you to give yourself permission to adjust the plan if needed. That's the reality, right? Life is going to come. Things are going to happen, and you're going to get behind on something, or this won't work, or this is not working. You have permission to change the plan. Now, look, the warning here for me is I don't want to put something on there that feels like it's going to be hard, and then I get on this path to it and it is hard, and I give up and I fall back and quit. That's not Like, that's not what I want. But if I get in a circumstance and I'm, I'm not able to do something that's on the plan because I've chosen to do something else, I want to be very thoughtful about what I am choosing to do. But if I get in a season of life, or if something happens to you physically, or, your time, it's just like, you're not going to get any more time. We can't give you that. But when you can plan your time, but you don't get any more time just because you have a good plan, doesn't mean it's going to give you any more time. It can help you maximize the time you have. And so I like to remind myself that the plan serves me. I don't serve the plan. And so I think that's one of the keys here, is that this thing is a living document. It's a I had a friend one time, he said, we're not cutting cookies here. It'd be great if it's a slice and bake. I want my physical life to be this way. Slice and bake. By the way, the slice and bakes probably won't help me have the physical life that I want. Relationally, let's just slice and bake that. Financially, we'll slice and bake. That's not the way it works. It is much more like a greenhouse. It's much more organic, your life is. And if you think about the gardener, or if I go back, we even go back to Scott, I mentioned him a couple of days ago with his pumpkin patch. There's some pruning that has had to take place, and there's some weeding that needs to take place. And there's all kind of work, they've had to get the shovels out probably in the hoe and just really, work the garden, so to speak. And I think you're going to have to do that in your life. You're going to need to have some places where you weed some stuff out, and you can't do what you've done if you're going to go where you want to go. And there's going to be some places where you're going to need to prune back. I'm not going to have the time to do this if I continue to do that. I just want to remind you today that the key here is setting a target, setting a place, having a vision for where you want to go, the life that you want, and then creating a plan to get you there. And if the plan's not working and you're not making the progress, then change the plan. Again, the plan serves you. You don't serve the plan. So I'll leave you there. I want to challenge you as you go into the weekend to pull back, put some time on your schedule, sometime over the next few weeks, maybe an extended period of time. I think you're going to want maybe a half day at some point, or 2 hour, blocks, whatever works for you. But you're going to really need to think through this. And if you're going to have a really great plan going into the next year, I think it'll take some time. You'll have to put some time on the task of that. But it's amazing what could happen. If you're going to spend, 20 hours planning your vacation, at least spend 3 or 4 planning your life. Your vacation ends up being a lot of times reflective of how much preparation went into it. I think our lives are no different. So if you're not spending any time thinking about your life, planning your life, you're going to really have a hard time having the life that you want. But if you'll do what we've talked about this week, and again, you may need to go back and review some of these episodes and some of the questions we've had. I hope you'll give some thought to that. And I hope you will share with the people that you care about. How cool would it be if your family had a plan together, not just an individual plan, but there was a family plan? You could even give some thought to some of that. And some of these questions probably be relevant in that environment as well. All right, we'll leave you there. We'll be back with you next week. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Going in the fourth quarter here, let's dominate what we got left, but let's make sure that we have a great plan as we go into the new year. Love you guys. Remember, winning begins at home.